Put down your haggis, neeps and tatties, it's time for a wee dram. Hello and welcome back to Jedi Mantis Tastes, the series in which we go through whiskies. And today, as promised last week, we have the Ardmore. Now it is only a sample bottle, and I haven't found out a huge amount of information about it. There's not a huge amount out there on their website, and I do try to always use the official website to make sure I get in the facts for you. But what I have found out, it is a Highland Malt, but it's from the Speyside region. Aberdeenshire. The actual distillery itself was founded in 1898 by Adam Teacher, and the logo for the Ardmore, if you can see it on there, is the golden eagle, which is the national bird of Scotland. So the Ardmore distillery, as it says, in Aberdeenshire, and it lies on the highest point of the Northern railway line, which is 600 feet above sea level, and it is down to the closeness of the railway that they chose this site, as it allowed them to transport in the necessary materials from Glasgow to the small location within the Aberdeenshire region. The water used in the distilling is still drawn to this day from naturally rising spring water, which is sourced from the 1500 foot tall Knockandie Hill. And this particular one is the traditional cask finished whisky. It is non-chill filtered. Non-chill filtering, or chill filtering, is just a method that they use to remove residue from the whisky. It's purely cosmetic. It allows the whisky to remain crystal clear within the bottle and when water's added. So we may notice when we get to the sampling that this may cloud up a little bit because this is not chill filtered, and the Ardmore pride themselves on that. It is also double cask matured in oak casks first. It is then finished off for a final period in smaller 19th century style quarter casks. Now, quarter cask, as I say, is a smaller barrel, and what that means is because it's a smaller barrel, there's less whisky in there, so there's more surface area on the whisky to the wood. So it allows the flavours from the wood to permeate into the whisky over a shorter period of time, so you don't have to age it for as long, and this means they can get more processed. It gives an impression of age, essentially, so it's not as old. I believe it's 2007 bottling, so it's not an old whisky, but it has that impression of age because it's from the smaller barrels. Other information, as I say, this is just a sample bottle, but you can buy the larger 70 centilitre bottle. It is available on mastersofmalt.com. Currently sold out, but I assume they'll get more in. It's $44.95 on that website. That pretty much is all I've been able to find out about it. As it was founded by Adam Teacher in 1898, and that's not much else there. I will bring up here an image of the full size bottle. I'm assuming it comes in a very similar cardboard tube, but we'll go straight on this. You may notice as well today, obviously wrong day for the whisky video to come out. I am away tomorrow, going away on the morning, so I'm bringing the video out a bit early I did mention this in one of my other videos, but here we go. We'll go onto here. So here is, as I say, it's only a tiny little bottle. So the label probably very minimalist to what would be on a full-size bottle. It's 46% volume, so again, it is a bit stronger than some average malts, which are generally around a 40% volume. Our traditional methods ensure a distinctive taste that is full and rich with unique Highland peat smoke notes. So it's a peaty one, which means I might not like it because it's not a taste I'm over keen on. But we do have, already got it, the Glencairn glass, our old friend. Obviously a sample bottle, it's just a twist cap. I again would assume that the full size bottle is going to be corked. But we'll get a little bit of light on here. Let's drag this light in. So I'm going to go pale. I've got the glass in. And already, as that, you may not have noticed that. You may not have seen that from in the camera, but I noticed the cloudiness. So looking at the colour, it's quite a light whiskey. Sort of like a golden yellow, honey sort of colour. Get this swirling round. I have got a little bit left within the bottle because we will do our usual. I will taste it with water, then without. So give this a swirl around, get those flavours mingling in there, and we'll dive straight in. Oh yeah, the peat is there, but it's more smoke than peat. It actually smells quite nice. Quite caramelly. And yeah, as it's described, rich. Definitely a rich smell there. I'm going to add a little bit of water now. Just to bring that down a bit. So you can see straight away a bit lighter. And you can tell, again, you might not be able to tell on the camera, but looking at it here, it is cloudy. I can't see through that. Let's have another dip in with the nose and the water down. Instantly a lot looser. Still getting that smoke. The peat's there, but it is hidden behind the smoke. There's more smoke than peat. Getting the smell of oak there as well. Now a taste. Now with the water, that's not very strong. Definite taste that peat and the smoke. The smoke's lingering a bit. It's almost a taste of beer in there, like the barley of beer. That's not too bad. I was expecting a lot worse from that. As soon as I read peat and smoke, I thought this isn't going to be for me, but it's reminiscent of some bourbons. A hint of vanilla at the back. Still got that caramelly tone to it. taking it into the mouth, it's quite smooth. But once you've swallowed it, it's quite sharp. It leaves that warming sensation on the tongue, down the back, just down here, down the throat here. Not unpleasant, and quite drinkable for a peated whiskey for me. Quite mellow on the aftertaste. Sounds a bit contradictory to say that it's sharp, but the take in the air in is not too bad. You normally do get a little bit more of a kick then, and this one doesn't, but actually on the throat, on the inside of the mouth, it's quite sharp. We'll try the rest now without water. Let's put this lid back on. Back to that thick flavour, that thick smell. Bit more of a kick to it there with no water. A lot thicker in texture. Bit more of a burn. And it is more of a burn, this one. Without that water, I think I maybe put a bit too much water in for the taste. It does have a little bit more of a burn to it. It's quite syrupy as you drink. But once it's in there, the smoke comes back. That peat flavour is still there. It's not an unpleasant finish, but it's definitely, for me, better with a little bit of water. It's not bad, it's better than I thought. But I think I made the right decision in just buying the sample. It's not one I don't think I would buy that one again. Certainly not at £45. It's very rich is the right word. It's very rich when you drink it without the water. I'm going to have a little sip of water now, because the afternotes of the peat are definitely there, and as I say, that is not a flavour I'm particularly keen on, but that is not to say it's a bad whiskey. It's actually, I would say, if you're looking to try a peaty whiskey, that might be a good one to try to start with, because this one is not over peaty. So yeah, surprised me, that one. The Ardmore, a little bit of a surprise. Wasn't expecting it to be so unpeaty. I was expecting, when it says on the bottle it is 100% peated, you expect it to be peaty, and this wasn't particularly peaty. It certainly had that peat there. You could taste the peat, but it was masked by more of the smoke and the other flavours, and that caramel sort of flavour to it. That done a good job of masking the peat, but it is there, and so it's not one for me. So that's been the Ardmore. Next week, I don't know. I'm going to have a look while I'm away, see if I can get some more sample bottles of different ones, so we can try and keep this going as a weekly thing. I am running out. If I don't, I do have a couple more larger bottles still in stock in the house that I can still run a couple more weeks. but I will try my best to get a few sample bottles while I'm away. So join me next week for another whiskey. If I get some sample bottles, I'll put a poll on Twitter at the Jedi Mantis. Go on there over the weekend. If there's a poll there, vote for which one you want to see next week, and then I will do the winner. If no one wins, I'll pick one. But thanks for watching. It's only been a short episode. I appreciate that. I hope you appreciate that. It was because I couldn't find a huge amount of information on the Ardmore. Very little information on their main website. I will link that below so you can have a look yourself. And I will also link below the Masters of Malt website where you can buy the larger bottle if it's one you want to try. As I say, it's a nice one to try if you're looking to maybe edge into a peated whiskey. See what you think of them. It's very light tone, that very faint hint of peat. So that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Like the video, benefits me in the long run. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the videos. Gaming videos back next week as well. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time, guys. Thanks a lot.